All right, good morning, everyone. It is 8:42 of the morning of September 2021, and this is my trading strategy. So today, the first thing I'm looking at is Uber. So Uber's catching a bid on forward guidance. It has offered some upbeat revenues and earnings on. I guess there's a little bit of a change in their business model in order to be able to goose their earnings. Wall Street loves earnings and leverage. So at least Uber has earnings and it has leverage too. So, well, all right. To get a better look at what's going on with the price action this morning, I'll look at the daily here. You can see here on the daily, it started to kind of go back into this gap that was created back here. Let's see, it gapped up on November 3rd last year. I'll put a couple lines there on that real quick. And you can see it's kind of flirting with the top of the gap there. I really like when gaps get filled, at least for a bounce. I like to trade the bounce from the fill of the gap. I don't know if Uber is ever going to come back down to fill that gap or not, or if it does, it'll be a long time. So this morning, to kind of make a little bit of sense of what's going on with the price action, we'll take a look at the 10-minute. You can see here, so actually let me go back to the daily and you can see where I drew the Fibonacci. So I drew the Fibonacci from this peak over here, and I took it forward to the recent trough right here. And now let's go to the 10-minute, and you can kind of get a good idea of where this thing is going today. So this is the 61.8 fib right here. This is the pre-market action. In post-market yesterday, here's the 25% level. Then here's the 31.8? I can't remember. Yeah, I think it's 31.8. Or no, it must be 31.2. This is the 31.2 level. Here's the 50% level, and then here's the 61.8. So pre-market here, you can see it just opened up higher from its 25% level. Zoomed up through in a matter of about 20 minutes, went higher than its 61.8 level and then fell back down. Found support at the 50%, and now pre-market again, it's making another stab for the 61.8. I want to see where this opens. I'm going to leave this fib where it is, although it doesn't really coincide with the gap that it put in from yesterday's close to today's pre-market open. So what I'm going to do is leave the Fibonacci's up and use those as support levels in case this thing starts to dip down. And then I'm also going to use the open for if it dips down, if it opens, dips down, and pushes back up over its opening price. That'll be an entry for me. Next up, CCJ. CCJ, this is really interesting. They have announced collaboration with X Energy to explore support for the XE small modulator reactors. So I did just some really quick. I just took a real quick look at this product, and these things are nuclear reactors. They're miniature nuclear reactors, the safest, most economic, and most advanced design for a small modular nuclear reactor. There's some details here. It goes instead of 10 miles, it's like it only needs 400 yards. Our reactors equal 400 yard safety perimeter versus 10 miles for something like a Duke, a nuclear reactor that's down in North Carolina or something. So that isn't even 10 miles actually. You can drive right by that one in North Carolina on Lake Norman. So it's a Duke Energy reactor. This is incredible. Miniature nuclear reactors. I guess this is the truck that it gets delivered in. I don't know. I'm impressed. I don't know if that is going to translate into movement on the stock or not. Here on the daily, I took this one from a trough to a peak. Usually I like to go from peak to trough, but instead I went the opposite direction. It's basically, it gives you, I get the same levels either way, but So yesterday, and in the past few days, it's really taken a dive here. Went up to a high of 26.57. Hit its 50% fib yesterday and made a recovery. This looks very similar to what's happening on the broader market, though. So I don't know. It's hard to say. Well, it's beneath its 22. It's beneath the 61.8 fib at $22.28. So I'm looking for a move past $22.28 or a retest of $20.96. I don't know. I mean, the volume on this thing this morning is only 60,000 shares traded. Sometimes these things just start ripping, and sometimes they just start tanking. I have my eye on it. I'm going to put a couple of levels on it here. Actually, let's see, 22.28. Let's go. And then what was the other level? I don't remember it off the top of my head here. Let's see, go to the daily. $20.96. $20.96. Here. Okay, and then I'll put alarms on each of them. All right. So if this thing starts making a move in the direction I like, I'll go take a look at it. Okay. So yeah, that's CCJ. Yeah, there on my level 2, I only have this morning. I only have 60,000 shares traded, and I guess it looks like it's trading about maybe 200 to 400 shares a minute right now. That's the way that it looks. Okay. Next up, NNVC. Now this is one that I've traded in the past, and it popped up a few days ago here. I don't remember trading it. I don't think I did trade it on this pop up over here. What is this one again? I've forgotten. Oh yeah, okay. Nanoviricide secures license to TheraCure's antiviral treatment for development of COVID-19 drug. Shares rise pre-bell. I don't know really what to make of that. It seems it's bounced off of this level. Oh, and the Fibonacci that I have on this thing is from, back here. I'm using the same Fibonacci that I put on this thing back in March of 2021. I don't remember if I traded this one back in March either. I may have, I may not have. It pretty much, and back here it gapped and then just came, whatever this news was in March, it gapped up and then just died off. So I don't really expect a lot out of this NNVC. Here it is pre-bell. It's a high right now of 525. And that doesn't break its high on the 14th of September. It made a high of $5.30. And so it's still opening just below that right now. I guess here, this is what I'll do. I'll put an alarm at $5.30. Let's see, let's actually go to the 10-minute and see if it's made it to $5.30. Oh yeah, it has crushed $5.30 in the pre-market. Can't hold it though. So, all right, I'll put an alarm on it. We'll see what it does. And this news, this is old news from the 14th of September. So there's no new news. There's no new catalyst. So I seriously doubt that I'll trade this. I mean, so it's kind of like, yeah. And then same thing with BKYI. This thing's popping up, and there's no news. And actually, now that I look at it, it's already pretty much gapped and crapped. So it gapped up, went to a high of $4.06 pre-market, and then has come all the way back down below its pre-market open at $3.40. So yeah, it's on watch. I seriously doubt. I mean, this is usually a big red flag, that it's not going anywhere today. And then there's HLBZ. Now this one popped up. I was doing, I don't know how. So I got into the office and I looked at my pre-market gappers, and HLBZ had gapped from 50%, but I didn't see it. It wasn't on my gap scanner, which is pretty disappointing. When there's something that's gapping up 50%. Its close yesterday was at big $15. And by the time I got in this morning, I got in shortly before. I was in the office by at least 8:15, and here this thing is, at 8:30, 8:31, gapping up like crazy. Right now, it's up 123% pre-market. This thing, as momentum goes, I mean, that's huge. That's a lot of momentum. It's just that if you look at its history here, and it's very recent history, it pops up and sells off. Pops up, sells off. Now, it popped up and sold off in the first day right here, on one day right here. Here on the 8th of September, it popped up and then spent 5 days selling off. And now here again on the 17th of September, there's a new headline out about it teaming up. Here it is. HLBZ Media working with Fox Networks to broadcast Italian Series B championship across U.S. and Caribbean. And it popped up. The volume was 67.74 million shares. Almost 68 million shares. Ran up to a high of 226. High of $25.78, and then has spent the next couple days just going down. So if it opened up right now, it would open up way up here at $32. It's not even, I can't even really get it on my chart. Definitely momentum stock. Shares outstanding are 29.45 million, and there's no float on my gap scanner. The float is blank, so not sure exactly what's going on there. But I'll be watching this thing for a 1 minute setup after the bell opens. Not pre-market. I've already missed the pre-market move. This thing is already put on a gigantic move, and so right here at this point in its chart right here, I'd be chasing. And chasing has a low probability of success. So let's see the broader market here. Yesterday, let's actually take a look at the SPX real quick. So yesterday I had a level of 43.27, and I finished up my my post-market recap here. And it had come, let's look at the 1 minute here real quick. Yeah, so I finished up my pre-market right around 1 o'clock yesterday, somewhere around 1 o'clock. And the S&P was coming close to this level, the support level at 43.27 that I had. And so before I left the office, I went ahead and bought 5 contracts on the SPY. After it touched this level, and I just left the office and didn't look at it again until the end of the day, which I'm pretty glad I didn't look at it again, because this thing gave up almost another 30 handles before it decided to turn around and get a bunch of support yesterday. So 43.27 to 4,300 is roughly the area of support that it turned out to have. I used 43.27. And it's kind of nice. I think this morning, as long as things keep cruising along the way they are, I ought to be able to make a little bit of profit from those options. We'll see. I have 436.12 marked off on the SPY. And that's this level right here. This is the bottom of the last dip. And so right now you can see pre-market here. We've got another roughly 35 minutes to go until the market opens. And you can see it's coming down to kind of flirt with that 436.12 level again. It touched it. It actually didn't touch it. It actually came within a penny right here on this candle at 436.13. So it made a touch and then bounced away. But we'll see what happens. Pre-market high was 438.94. Okay, I'll probably as long as things keep going the way they are and the SPY doesn't totally crap out right now, in the next half an hour, I'll probably start the day profitably. It'll be nice. Bitcoin. Look at Bitcoin here. Check this one out. So 42,000 is a gigantic level for Bitcoin to stay above. And here, so Bitcoin doesn't trade like, this is the one-day chart, and this is a 24-hour period right here that Bitcoin trades. So yesterday, along with the market and everything else, it took a big dive. It came really close to 42,000 here. This 42,000 level corresponds with a high over here as Bitcoin was running up at the beginning of the year. And so it's an important support level. And it looks like, it's getting support right now. This to me, it looks like a bottom pin. I mean, but we'll see what happens, with Bitcoin. If it makes a close below 42,000, I'd be very bearish Bitcoin. Okay. So that's pretty much it, everybody. Good luck out there. Keep your risk tight. Click like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, and I will see you at the recap. I am out.